With the rising cost of living day to day, some folks out there are considering alternatives, some even leaning towards the idea of actually living on a cruise ship. And if you just recently paid for a cruise for you and your family, you're like, how could that even happen? How could someone afford to live on a cruise ship? Well, the truth is, it happens way more often than you probably even know. And to share a little secret with you, the cost of living on a cruise ship is probably more affordable than what you pay for your day-to-day cost of living. We're about to get into all the details. If any of you are new here and you want to stay up to date with the latest information on cruise news, cruise information, consider subscribing to the channel. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and let's get on over to this video. For some people, the pros for living on a cruise ship far outweigh the cons. At the end of this video, I'm going to share with you guys the total cost for living on a cruise ship per month, what you could expect to pay in a month's time on a cruise ship. But to start this video, I would like you guys to jot down what is your current cost of living per month. This includes rent, mortgage, your car payment, food and toiletry expenses, your upkeep, you get a haircut, get your hair done, maybe your nails done, gas, and other miscellaneous stuff. Mainly because a lot of the services that cruises offer completely eliminate a lot of your day-to-day expenses. And this is exactly why some people find it more affordable to live on a cruise ship. It's basically hassle-free living. Everything is done for you. So not only will you be saving money, you'd also be saving your time. To some people, time is money. Just for 1 second, think about how much money you spend per month on gas and food alone. If you eat out often, you know that can get pretty pricey really quick. If you're someone who would prefer to save money in your day-to-day, maybe you go on over to the grocery store, come back and cook yourself something to eat. And this is where time plays a factor into your day-to-day. Tell me that you guys would not prefer to have your own personal chef in your home cooking you your meals. This is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No more time spent cooking. I already felt that sigh of relief from you. Sounds like a dream. Well, the fact is, this dream can come true, and people are actually making it happen. You guys remember that I had asked you to jot down your cost of living per month? Well, you can take food and cross that right off the list. No longer an expense. Not to mention the value. I don't know how you put a monetary or a dollar figure value on this. The value of the time saved that you would normally spend either prepping or cooking. There goes that sigh of relief again. But let's continue to add to that relief. There are no more chores, no more in-home tasks. Whether you're new to cruising or you're a seasoned cruiser, you know that the culture in cruising is basically you're being waited on hand and foot. The cruising culture is they want to put you in a position to need or want for nothing. Fresh towels for you daily. Your living quarters are cleaned every day if you want it that way. Fresh sheets every day and your bed is made up. Small incentives to consider living on a cruise ship, but at the very least, time-saving advantages. Maybe you guys can finally sit back and start looking at those ideas you once had to take over the world. Not to mention, you are now afforded the ability to travel the world, see the world, meeting people from all walks of life, experiencing different cultures, different countries. And your neighbors are damn near always happy. They're on vacation. Maybe somewhere close to about 90 to 95% of the time, you'll be seeing a smile and wave. Sure, you'll have some bad apples and some grumpy folks out there, but you don't need to let them spoil the bunch. I know this all sounds great, and I know a lot of you guys are curious, well, it sounds good, but what's my monthly cost? How much would I have to pay per month to live on a cruise ship? There's a great channel out there called Poverty to Paradise, and she shared her monthly expenses, spending 30 days on a cruise. How much does she have to pay? I'll be sure to share a link to her channel in the description below in case any of you guys would like to check out her content. But before I pull up the report on her expenses, I'd like to ask you guys to consider subscribing to her channel. We're a brand new channel here. Hopefully you guys can help us grow this channel and we could continue to provide you with good content. Let's pull up this expense report, and as you guys can see, for a month's time on a ship, the grand total was $2,538. On the top left, you can see that the charges for the cruises alone for the 30-day period came out to $1,537. She spent about $420 on hotels, $70 spent on food for the entire month, and that was probably by choice. $61 spent on transportation. That expense normally comes from traveling from an airport to the hotel or hotel to the cruise line. Moving on over into the top right, where she has the cost per month from July to October. $2,000 spent on expenses in July, $1,500 in August, another $1,500 in September, and in October, $2,000. The total amount of expenses in 4 months' time came to $7,193. And a year-to-date monthly average came to $1,798. For some of you, that may be your total rent or mortgage payment as it stands right now in your day-to-day living, or maybe something close to it. But for you in your day-to-day living, you're gonna have to factor in additional costs, your upkeep, gas or fuel charges, additional costs for food, all of those additional expenses that you spend on your day-to-day. All of your monthly expenses are now rolled into this one payment of somewhere between $2,000 to $3,000. And let's say that number is your day-to-day living expense right now as it stands without living on a cruise ship. If those numbers end up aligning and matching up, one advantage that people have that live on a cruise ship is the amount of time that they're saving on those tasks and day-to-day chores. And that in itself surely should have some type of value. Now, living on a cruise ship is not all peaches and cream, sundaes with a cherry on top. There are some cons that you would have to consider. In our very next video, I will be reviewing all the cons that we've learned from seasoned cruisers who have considered the idea of living on a cruise ship that you may have to keep in the forefront of your mind if you're thinking about living on a cruise ship. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll catch you all on the next video.